across. Fyodor celebrated having he and his and Shats are through a phase in our life, especially during our teenage years, when we have wondered if our family is the weirdest one out there. To clear that little and often short-lived pondering, we have listed down these unusual and weirdest families in the world. The Duggar family. The Duggar family may be considered as a modern and smaller version of the Vasiliev family. Jim and Michelle Duggar are the parents of 19 children, and they live in the 21st century. That is a statement you would rarely come across. They even did a reality show called 19 Children and Counting, which gained media attention and popularity. They even have their blog set up where they post about significant events in their daily lives. All of the children are homeschooled, and their access to entertainment has been to a minimum right from the start. So why did they have so many children even during the modern age, where people are conscious about the negative impacts of a large family while most are financially strained? The sole reason is because of their religious belief, due to which they refuse to wear any type of contraceptives during procreating activities. Before we move on, I got a little challenge for you all that will only take 5 seconds to complete. First, you just need to leave a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on the notification bell, and you'll get 10 years of amazing luck. Easy, right? Try it. It really works. The Marshall family. You can even call this family the fake boob job family if you may. They are called so because every woman of the house, the mother and her 4 daughters, has gone through breast enhancement surgery, except for the youngest daughter, Chantel Marshall. It is believed that the family has gone through 13 boob jobs with an estimated expense of over £50,000. That is an entire annual wage for an average British family spent on silicone breasts. Gaining much media attention during their time, people debated about whether they were doing the right thing or not by sending examples of themselves to the public. However, in their defense, they claimed that they had no issues with getting breast implants, and they even liked the whole idea about making themselves more visually presentable. The media even called them the most surgically advanced family in Britain. So what do you think it would be like to become a member of their family? The Vasiliev family. Just like the Ziona family in our previous video, the Vasilievs family is known for the sheer size of their family, and they have all but one father and mother to thank for most of it. Fyodor Vasiliev was a simple peasant who lived in Shuya, Russia from 1707 to 1782. In the span of his 74-year lifespan, he contributed to the birth of 87 children from his 2 wives. Considering the number, it would probably be illegal today. Not only that, his first wife alone gave birth to 69 of those 87 children and set her name in the Guinness Book of World Records for the most live births given by a single woman in the history of mankind. Out of those 69 children, there were 16 pairs of twins, 7 sets of triplets, and 4 sets of quadruplets. It is reported that only a set of twins lost their lives during infancy, while the remaining 67 survived healthy. The same was the case with his second wife, giving birth to 18 children, among which included 6 pairs of twins and 2 sets of triplets. I wonder how Father's and Mother's Day was celebrated in their house. Pearl Carter and Phil Bailey. This is as bizarre a relationship could get. This peculiar story is about a love that is transcending generations, literally, and within the same family tree to make it worse. Pearl Carter and her grandson, Phil Bailey, claim that they are madly in love with each other and are ready to do or face nearly anything to be with each other. They also had a baby together by paying nearly £20,000 to a surrogate mother in order to make a baby for them, which they had planned to raise together as a family. Their actions did not go unnoticed, as they both faced possible prison time if they were proved to be involved in incest in front of the law. Monica and Caleb. This particularly unique story that may not bode well with all the people is about the forbidden love between a mother and a child, which they claim is in full blossom. Monica Maris and Caleb Peterson claim that they are madly in love with each other, and all the while being a mother and a son, and also having a 17-year age difference between the two. They were frowned upon by the people when the mother decided to make their story go public to raise awareness about genetic sexual attraction. They ended up spending 3 years on probation, which included 18 months without contacting each other. Despite all this, the couple did not have any plans to stop and made plans to move to a place where their love and relationship was not frowned upon or against the law. The Gray Clan. John Joe Gray is a gun-loving patriarch who locked his family away on his ranch for 15 years. He is the oldest one in the family and is also a grandfather. The family of 15 had been living in their patch of rural land in Trinidad, Texas since the year 2000. During this time, the family had grown their food and nearly self-sustained themselves without the need and help of the world outside their property. Gray had initially barricaded himself inside his ranch due to being wanted for an assault case, but now that case has been dropped. He and his family still refuse to leave the place and have $35,000 backlogs in taxes for the property they are staying in. And Gray has even threatened another standoff with the sheriffs if they ever force him to leave the property. The Colt Clan. The Colt Clan surfaced in the news back in 2013. They were an infamous family found living in terrible conditions on a farm in Australia who were involved in incest making up to nearly 4 generations of their family tree. It is believed that all of this started when an immigrant brother and sister moved onto the farm 4 generations back. Martha Colt, 38, was found with 4 inbred children living with her brother. She is only one of the 6 family members facing prison over alleged crime, which resulted in 12 children. Many of the children have some kind of physical deformity due to being inbred with the same family members. They were also living in poor living conditions with more than 38 members of the Colt family living in nothing but tents and shacks. The Lykov family. The Lykov family deserted civilization back in 1936 and lived in the wilderness since then till 1978. They were found by a helicopter pilot in 1978 when he was out scouting with some geologists for iron prospect areas. Lykov family's patriarch moved them away from civilization when his brother was murdered by Bolsheviks who outlawed Christianity back in 1936. He had taken his wife and 2 children out in the wilderness of Siberia. They ended up giving birth to 2 more children during that time. In 1961, when hunger hit hard and when their crops were destroyed by a snowstorm, Akolina, the mother of 4, decided to die of starvation rather than see their children go hungry. They faced many hardships and lived in terrible conditions, yet managed to survive 42 years in the wilderness with no contact with humans other than their family members. Ari Borges and his tiger pets. Dogs and cats are considered one of the most ideal pets to have for a family. Well, that is not the case for Ari Borges and his family in Brazil. Ari, along with his 3 daughters and a son-in-law, has not 1 but 7 tigers living in the family house with them. They not only feed the tigers, but also train them, swim with them, and kept them clean. Ari had rescued a few of the tigers from a circus, and he had been taking care of some of them ever since they were cubs. The family has gotten used to the big cats around the house and even have one of their infant daughters playing with them. The son-in-law is not especially fond of having the felines around, claiming they can be dangerous depending on their moods. However, the rest of the family doesn't seem to mind their presence. Ari plans to open a wildlife resort in the future and keep his pets there so that they could have some open area to run about. The Jim Twins. Ever live out your whole life only to realize that you had an identical twin brother with whom you were separated from at birth? This is the peculiar yet fascinating true story of the Jim twins, who were identical twins that got separated at birth in 1940 and were put up for adoption. These 2 twin brothers lived almost an identical life with not only their looks that match with each other. After being adopted, both of their respective parents named them James, or Jim for short. They each had a brother named Larry and a dog called Toy. They both married twice, and their first wife was both named Linda, and both of their second wives were named Betty. To top it off, they both named their sons James Allen. They were living an almost identical life and being surrounded by similar types of people and also sharing a big chunk of similarities in their habits and behaviors. This all was going on with just a mere 40 miles between them. Scientists were curious as to how both being nurtured in two different types of environments ended up spending such a similar life. Tests were also conducted taking their life story as a basis. Now, before we go to number 1, I want to show you this picture of the famous Italian celebrity chef Gino D'Acampo cuddling with his 7-year-old daughter Mia. He even put a caption, "Morning cuddles with my little Mia, best feeling in the world." The internet, of course, were quick to point out that his relationship with his daughter is a little weird. Now, I wouldn't say cuddling with your daughter is a bad thing, but do you think this photo is a little too close for comfort? Let me know in the comments. Peter, Maria, and Paul. Many people could be found in this world who go against the norms of society and do not object to live-in relations. This norm was openly challenged by Maria Butsky, who preferred to spend her life with two males, Peter and Paul, at the same time. In the view of Maria Butsky, her life is not complete without her husband Paul and her ex-lover Peter. No doubt for most of the people it may be taboo, but Maria is spending her life happily with her husband and ex-lover at the same time. Surprisingly, Maria succeeded in making both Paul and Peter accept this relationship. Thanks for watching. Be sure to give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Also, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos. Stay cozy and we'll see you in the next one.